Welcome back, my duelist friends. It's Friday and it's casual duelist, and that means we need to go over the deck that we talked about yesterday. So, again, I'm not going to be doing a test hand so much as I'm going to talk about all the interactions within our Albaz deck post Albaz strike. So, real quick, let's just talk about him. Albion, again, he's going to change name. He's going to be able to interact. He's going to be able to get his re-special summon himself to the field in case we need the body. He's also going to be able to just go ahead and let us redo one card in our hand. So that's very good. We do run Dark Magician and stuff like that because we do want to, of course, try to play Dragoon at some point. We did mix in some lights, whether they be the effect veilers for the hand trap portion. That is a thing. We do need that to go off. The main cards I really wanted to talk about are going to be the Keeper Dragon Magic, the Fallen of Albaz, Kit, Thunder King because it's my favorite, Mercurier. I want to talk about the Branded Fusion, a little bit about how Lost in White help, how Fusion Deployment's going to help you guys, the fact that Gold Sarko is part of the thing, why we went with the mask change, and then you guys kind of understand why Red Eye's Fusion Super Poly would be here. So really the bulk of what I need to talk to you guys about is just the monster choices here. So all the way to the back of it. So what is Albaz doing? Why is he our special boy? Why is he the reason that we built this deck? The reason we built this deck is because he can fuse at least 6 different ways, and they provided us with 6 different forms of his fusion within the structure deck. So we wanted to go ahead and capitalize on all of those. We did get the new Mirror Jade, which is even better than the rest of the fusions, I think. And it's just crazy good. Anytime this guy normal or special summons, except during the damage step, he can immediately have me discard any card from my hand and immediately fuse with a monster on my opponent's side of the field. So again, just amazing, amazing. And then one way to force that is just to have fusion deployment in your deck. Now, I think this has been released as a common. This was released in Eternity Code as an ultra. This was released in the Megatin 21 as a prismatic secret. There are printings of this. This should not be that hard to find. And again, you reveal one of your monsters in your extra deck that has Fallen of Albaz, and just doing this allows you to summon him straight from the deck. It doesn't even have to be from the hand. And it ends up becoming a 1-card fusion interaction while offing a card off the opponent's side of the field all in one move from a single spell. So again, just as a base interaction, I love it. It's almost more important than using super polymerization and waiting to play Fallen of Albaz, because either way you got to discard the card. So you might as well do it when you want to do it as opposed to what's good for your opponent. That said, he combines with so many different things in order to generate the different fusions. Light for the Branded Dragon, which is the general dragon that you want to go to first, with a 8-star or more to go into Brigand Glory, with a dark monster to go to Lubellion Searing, with any monster out of the extra deck, whether it be Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, or Link, to go into the Ice Blade Mirror Jade. With Sprint, it just needs to be an effect monster that was special summoned this turn. Or, special summoned, yeah, I was right. And then Titanic Clad just has to be a monster with 2,500 or more attack. And of course, each one has a situation where they are the best dragon to play, even though half of them are only dragons in name. Again, it's all centered around our guy here. So again, we could force the fusion just off the deployment. Another way we can force the fusion is with the brand new Branded Fusion. And again, we could just send 2 cards straight from our deck and just go straight into a loop. So as soon as you have this, you have a combo. And generally, as long as you have one other monster, as long as you have a dark monster, you can immediately go off and have 3 large dragons in one move. I'll show you guys how to do that here in a second. The mask change is just a great interaction, and it's one of my favorite techs in this deck. And it's just because Dark Law has such an oppressive effect of making sure that all your opponent's cards get redirected to the banishment when they're headed to the discard pile. And every time they go to tutor a card, they activate Doesn't even matter. Reinforcement of the army. E-emergency call. Gladiator, whatever. Insert your favorite tech tutor here. Dark Claw lets me get a chance at actually taking that card immediately out of their hand. And again, that's just big. And in the mirror match, it stops your opponent from immediately going into Branded Dragon. Instead, they might have to go into Libellion just so that they're not wasting their resources right off the rip. So again, it's pretty cool. I like it. I think it's effective. Plus, half the deck, a little more than half the monsters, are dark. So it's good. The Gold Sarko actually does its own little link thing. You can banish the Mercurier with this, which will get you Spriggan's Kit. And then if you had, again, one of those dragons already on the field or in the discard pile, then we could special summon the kit. Then we can go after one of the branded spell traps. And again, if you didn't already have your branded fusion, you could go after your branded fusion that way, which again seems a little heavy-handed to use it for that, but you could. You could go into a couple of these other ones like Branded Lost or Branded in White to just further your plays. You could even go and get the Counter Trap Retribution, and it would be great. And then since you used the Gold Sarko, you're going to get the Mercurier back later, still be able to use them as a hand trap and still be in the game. And doing this route first does allow you to have the dark on the field that you do require. And you can get that search even on a normal summon. So you don't think that you always have to special summon it. You can normal summon it, still get your search off. It's just a special if the dragon already exists. So again, for building boards later, that might be more important. Branded in White is just a reusable spell if it gets popped for Albaz's effect. We could discard this, get his effect, and then at the end of the turn, this will set itself. So it's almost a freebie for us. But really, it's just an extra one, and we can also use it as a miracle fusion by banishing cards in a discard pile. And then Branded Lost is just this amazing bit of it's a layer. We get to make it so that our special summons and our effects of special summoning cannot be negated, and that anytime we play a monster by a fusion summon, then we could choose to add one Fallen of Albaz or a monster that mentions him from our deck to our hand. And again, you could choose your Fallen of Albaz, you could choose the Spriggan's Kit, you could choose the Mercurier, you could choose Albion himself, you could just grab a Fallen of Albaz. Literally, just the world is yours. You guys can just tutor anything that you like just because. I enjoy playing a Kaiju. That's just me. So I do play Thunder King in here. And Thunder King, again, helps me rationalize where are all my light monsters going to be coming from. It also gives me a bit of a power upgrade. This guy is at 3,300. So real quick, you can Kaiju. You can play off... you can just normal summon this. You can play it off of the fusion deployment real quick. Zap him real quick. Combine with it. Go into your fusion that way. And then generate your 3 dragons. It's all good. But I do enjoy him because, again, we do run Monster Reborn this time. Not that you couldn't have brought him back with the back to the front during the budget video, but I don't know. I just prefer to use him. And then one of the standouts this time was actually Keeper of Dragon Magic. I wasn't thinking too much about this guy when we were playing the budget one, but the more I started playing that, the more I realized my turns were easier when I started with him. Because on a normal or a special summon, he allows me to go through my deck and find a normal polymerization spell or a normal fusion spell and then add that to my hand. And we actually get a couple of choices here because we are playing this variant now. So you do have the branded fusion. Now we can choose fusion deployment. We could also choose, and I'm trying to find it real quick here, the Red Eyes Fusion. So again, we're able to find any one of these 3 and just go to town, which is awesome. Additionally, another thing he's going to be able to do for us, which is kind of weird. This never came up in the effect of being able to play back my Dark Magician. But you can reveal a fusion monster in the extra deck and special summon one of the materials listed on it back to the field. So again, you go through here and it's like, cool, Albaz, 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 doesn't say, Albaz, doesn't say, says Dark Magician and Red Eyes right there. You could technically, after creating your Red Eyes Dragoon, use Keeper of Dragon Magic. And again, this goes back to why I'm the casual duelist. You can then place one of those big powerhouse OG monsters on the field and maybe save it for the next turn, flip it up, and go for the game swing with, you know, just call out that dark magic attack and feel like a real OG nerd, I guess. I wish that it'd come up. I wish I wasn't just thinking about that, you know, all day today. But that's totally an interaction that you could have. You could absolutely be able to just be like, yeah, the Red Eyes is down there. Let me go ahead, bring it back in defense mode. You know it's got 2k defense. It's going to be sturdy. And in the next turn, you're just like, and you get him with the flash flare blaze or whatever Joey used to yell on TV. That would just be amazing. But again, starting off with the Keeper, and again, this is more of a one card thing. You're going to be able to go ahead, go from Keeper to Branded, and I'm just going to show you this combo now. This will allow me to go and say, okay, I want Light and Dark. So now I've got my Keeper of Magic. I've got Albion the Branded. Albion doesn't require anything to happen, except to decide that I do want to do that special summon. So what we'll do is now we'll do Albaz plus Dark for the Keeper of Dragon Magic. We'll take him off. This will let you go into Lubellion. Lubellion will cost you 1 card from your hand. So now that's 2 cards that you had to use from any starting hand between the Dragon Keeper and the card that you're now discarding. And then you can take the Thunder King and the Fallen of Albaz. You can place these back in your deck. And you're going to be using him for, it should be Titaniclad, in order to get your star level and gain the power. And what that's going to do for you real quick is Titaniclad is going to have gained, let's see, that's 9 and that's 4, that's 13. It's going to gain 1,300 just off that. That guy's going to be sitting at a good 3,800. And of course, the only one that can't attack right now with this field that I could generate off 2 cards is just Lubellion. So you can attack with Albion, you can attack with Titaniclad, and you can do whatever else you have the cards in your hand to do. So again, it's just like a crazy fun deck. I do hope like this kind of play style gets out. I hope that a lot of people will get to enjoy this. And seriously, guys, I'm going to call it there. So if you guys enjoyed this and you guys want to support the channel, go ahead and hit subscribe. If you've already done that, maybe hit notification bells. If you've done that, then you are the best. And regardless of whether or not you did any of that, I would like you guys to go out and try to have a good day, all right? I hope to see you guys at the next video. Later.